All right, welcome to the relationship show. This guy writes this post. He's 27. He says, I have been in love with my best friend who's 23 um, of a long time. Oh, okay. So, best friend of a long time. I don't know how to deal with my feelings anymore. So, he's basically in this long term friend zone situation and he wants to get out of friend zone. So, how do you do that? Well, what often happens is guys think that the way out of the friend zone is to express their feelings to the woman. Bad way to go, way too much. Almost always leads to rejection. Regardless of what you see in movies, it's like this is not a good approach that can basically repeat results. Might be much better. So if you two of you are alone, you're at your place or wherever, you're just alone somewhere, it probably be more effective if she just say, hey, what I always wondered, what it'd be like to kiss you. And she's going to be like, probably shocked. She's like, what? Like, she's like, well, I don't know. You just have incredible lips. I've wondered what it'd be like to kiss you. And then wait. And then just look at her and don't look away. I don't know. That seems to be more of an effective approach. Because right there, it's like, well, if you've been friends for so long, just asking her like you traditionally would as like on a date, well, it still could be considered a friendship thing. So it's like you kind of have to do something to kind of break through that barrier. So it's like when it's like breaking the ice, like when you first talk to someone, but it's also like breaking the ice in the next season, basically. If you're in this friend zone for a long time, then you have to break that ice again. And that'd just be like using something like a line like that might work effectively in order to kind of break that kind of barrier of, how do I interact with this other person? She might be having the same feelings as well. And especially if you can hint on these things and the time's right and like the settings right, then go for it. And with something like that, if you just say, hey, I always wondered what it'd be like to kiss you. I mean, there's not that high of a risk. So it's like almost should be complimented, especially if you follow it up with like, you just got incredible lips. I've always wondered that. So it's like, well, she says, no, I don't think of you that way. Well, yeah, well, just wanted to let you know. You don't follow up with it, just like, well, now that option's on the table. Now she's wondering about it. Now she's thinking about it. And then when you back off, you've initiated, you've made a move. And then when you back off and just continue like nothing happened, then she's got that in her mind. And then you have a much higher probability of breaking out of that friend zone and actually dating her. So that's just one way, one technique to kind of get out of that friend zone space. And also one thing to avoid, which was expressing your feelings and doing all this like gooey stuff and coming on way too strong, way too fast, and just kind of like out of nowhere. I mean, you can't just take it too seriously when you're trying to do that. So yeah, one way to do it, one way not to.